Tak. No, to by asi šlo. No. Jo, chci. Tak jo, jdeme na to. Takže jsme veteráni z první světové války, jak tady máme napsáno. Utápíme vzpomínky v alkoholu a v prášcích na spaní. Jo, borec se nezdá. A jsme soukromý detektiv, který marně čeká na případ. Který samozřejmě přijde. Jak jinak. To zatím zvládám. Ah.
In my wake, pulled along, fate inescapably draws you on. What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I wonder why I still take these things.
Asi ne.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed. The lost battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I have business here to attend to. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I should get rid of all this stuff. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Jo, navzdory léčbě slyší hlasy. Jo, body. Tady pak budu dávat. Já vím, že když se napiju, takže to tam napíše, jako, že to může mít potom, že to bude mít vliv na budoucnost.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
OK. Nebudu si přidat medicínu. To se mi bude hodit. Okay.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, you used to...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Well.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Jo, takže tohle je všechno.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Že jsem to viděl ve snu.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mention Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You will be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
Ne.
Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
OK.
All I have to do is natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Máš ještě někde něco? Nerad bych něco opomenul. Ne, pít nebudeš. Radši. Medicínu si vezmi.
I used to be an avid reader.
No, tak asi mám všechno. Můžu zapnout rádio na odchod? Ne. Tak teda jdeme, no. Přístav Darkwater. Takže my se budeme určitě muset podat do toho skladiště. A prošetřit všechno. O té smrti. Jak jinak? Kde se flákáš? No, přišel si akorát o ten začátek v kanceláři. Nenapil jsem se whisky, protože když jsem to zkoušel předtím, tak mi to napsalo, že když se napiješ alkoholu, takže by to mohlo mít později nějaký konsekvence.
We're almost there.
Krásný místo. Přesně tam bych chtěl žít.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Zvuk dobrý.
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Víš, že jo.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Jo. Jdeme se pojat tady, co se děje.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Killer whales have few predators. And there are no sharks in these waters. What creature could possibly have done this?
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not
Tohle to
sailors.
jsme teda pomohli.
It's a sign. There's something coming.
No, tam nepůjdu. Půjdeme se podívat do hospody a pak asi za tím kapitánem. Co vidět? Nohy? Nevím.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Jaký potížisty, vole. Tohle mi nevyšlo, když jsem to zkoušel.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun.
Zkusíme se omluvit. On mi pak nechtěl prodat flašku, kterou jsem potřeboval.
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Vím, že je to ženská, když řekl, že jako...
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36,
Kombinaci nebudu.
Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
To je všechno, no. Když se mnou nepokecáš.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said it.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Zázračný úlovek. Obrovský kýtovec. Maso nesrovnatelný kvality. Proč ne?
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations. Gifted with its own consciousness.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
Jo, šibejvávalo.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Co žerou teď?
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night,
Už
stranger.
nejsou velryby.
So long.
What you looking at, stranger?
Že by na tebe?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
No ty seš teda, ty vole... Ty seš příjemná tak na pěst nebo na loket.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Dluží 685? Wow. Už se nezaplatí, když je mrtvej. Ale tak to je takový jako můj osobní názor. Počkej, tam ty se ještě nehry? Ne. Tak jdem za Fitzroyem, no.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
To je dobrý, ty vole. Má na hajzlu mrtvou krysu. No fuj.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Vydrž, já ti to tady jako...
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Jo. Trošku ti to tady. Mám pocit, že ti sem teče. Mě si nevšíme, jako bych tady nebyl. Já jenom koukám, co máš doma hezkýho. Medicína.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Nic.
What a macabre souvenir.
Tak proti gustu. Zase doma nemá vystavený každý dřevěnou nohu něčí, že jo?
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Vidím, že je to začerněný dokonce. Tak tam si to moc nepřed... Jo, ty jdeš ven. Dobře. Přemýšlím, co mi to připomíná za hru, Jardo, jo. Jako stylem grafiky třeba. Tím stvárněním pochmurným.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, The fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
To by trochu mohlo.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
Samozřejmě.
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
No.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in
Takový přiznání se, hele, koukal jsem ti do šuplíku.
Yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Už jsem viděl.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
I examined its wounds. I know of no creature able to cause them.
And I took you for a detective.
Believe me when I say that these wounds are significant.
Come, come. You've only just arrived on Darkwater, and already you think like a sailor.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Moc se pomohl Fitzroy.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all.
Mají to i hezky nadabovaný.
From our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Co tam zase ty čuráci nade mnou dělají, tyjo?
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Samozřejmě. Ale mám nějaký nový body. 2. Ale oni se posunuli. Hele, kraby!
Where do you think you're going?
Do skladiště.
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were
Je,
all burnt
a
to death,
špinavej.
right? Up at their place.
A ruce má
The
čistý.
whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around like that. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he
Ale
a
třeba
danger?
mě strašně překvapilo, že ta hra
No, he's in his
vyšla s
own
češtinou.
home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
Takže ty mě tam nepustíš, jo? OK. Kreténe.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that. How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
To asi nevíde.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Tak jo, taky nej, no.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
Cože?
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I have an offer that could interest you.
We're listening.
I need you to keep them busy for a while.
You send us to take the punishment while you go quietly about your business. What's in it for us?
What would convince you to help me?
There's only one thing that'll get us to move.
For sure. Bring us something to drink and we'll take
Well,
care of the bootleggers.
Liquor?
Exactly.
I'll try to find some for you.
Dobře. Tenhle ten si nechce povídat, jdem se pojat teda, co je s tím jejich brandem, nebo jak se to jmenuje.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
Dobře, na to nemám dostatečný okultismus.
Shysters, you're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots.
Hele, tam ty už tam nejsou.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Počkej, já jdu zkusit koupit tu flašku. Doufám, že mi ji prodá, když jsem se omluvil.
What can I get you?
Ale zeptal se, co si dám.
Let's say I want to buy a bottle from you.
Choice is yours. Everything's on
Ty
sale.
vole.
How much for a bottle of whiskey?
$5.
I guess I'm that desperate.
I'm not judging you.
That'll be all for now.
Dobře. Dobře, takže když se mu omluvím, tak mi ji prodá. Když dělám tvrdáka, tak mě pošle do prdele, že jsem se chtěl prát. Takhle nebudu muset spolupracovat s tou Cat, třeba. Si píš.
Here.
Now, sit back and enjoy our performance. Follow me.
Bych si mohl vzít zpátky.
Jackass. I don't feel well. Hey, where are you going?
Say that again. I hope for your sake that I didn't hear.
No, it's not what you think. It's just that you sell your stuff at the time.
Hehehe. Tak, výborně.
Let's see.
Perfect. 50% slovu na Eve, 90 dní game time. Aha, tak to je dobrý.
Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Rekonstrukce. Tohle se mi jaký líbí.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it. The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
To mám všechno? Asi jo.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case.
Hehehe, policie.
Anyone in there? You, don't move. You again. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Já.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
No to je, u toho jsou takhle, na tenhle ten styl jsou dobrý všechny.
I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again.
Ahoj, děvče.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Tak nevím, jestli je dobře, že jsem s ní nespolupracoval.
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge.
Jo, prej konečně vám narostly.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Takový disrespekt. Víš, jak to rychle jde, už kapitola 3. Teďka kolik to má kapitol? 50? Nebylo by lepší tam jet ve dne? To je jenom můj osobní názor, jako.
Well, here we are, Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or If there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Svědomitý policista.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore.
Koukám, že 3 šestky ti
Still
přinášejí
torments him enough
štěstí.
as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Mám questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Jo.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Já se tady porozlídnu.
Someone is using the fireplace. I suppose that this is where old Winchester lives. Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place.
Já bych asi jako úplně bydlet nechtěl.
Poor kid. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What?
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
Jsem mu nenechal domluvit. No nic, no, tak já jdu teda jako sám bez tebe zatím.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! Whoa! You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Ještě časový limit do píči, vole.
I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it. Vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Stop bothering me.
Jsem na tebe jenom koukal. Vole. Hajzle jeden. Násilnický. Tam je to zamčený. Tady něco není? Ne. Ček se jenom podívá, prej, stop bothering me. Já koukám se, Kirek má dost, tady má další. Barák má zavřený.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. I know a thing or two about solitude myself. Bourbon. Empty, of course.
No a co z toho, vole, že vidím dovnitř? Už tam stejně jako nemůžu. Okno asi jaký rozbít nemůžu. A A jestli jo, tak se na druhou stranu nepotřeboval, aby mě tady pak se smažil sekyrkou za to, že jsem mu rozbil okno. Počkej, trošku si to přisvětlím. Na ty tmavý místa. Dám si to do game modu.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can.
Jo, hlavně, že šel se mnou, že jo?
You're right. Let's go.
A pak si tady s ním musím poradit sám. Blbečku. Policajti všude stejný.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
Jo, policajt. Jsem tady, aby se vám nic nestalo. Jdu za vámi. Já se tady chvilku porozlídnu, tak běžte když tak napřed. Ale hlavně, že jsem tady, aby se vám nic nestalo, kdyby náhodou Silas přišel. Jak Pierceovi a Bradleymu se jí podařilo uklidnit? Já ho uklidnil. To bylo by myself. Vidíš to, jak ta hra lže?
Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Možná ten Silas. A slyšel jsem Chrisu. Aha.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
To vyšetřování se mi líbí, jak to mají udělaný.
What kind of meat is this?
Já se prohlídnu z druhé strany. Ty vole, z čeho tohle může být maso? Vypadá jako, že tamhle to je oko, no z nějakého humusu.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
Divný maso.
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
Ty, z čeho to mohlo být takový humus?
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Prohlíd jsem všechno? Nezůstalo tady nic? To bych taky nežral tohle. Jedině, že by to mělo hodně bílkovin.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Lítají tady muchy. Alfonzové muchy.
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Mě zajímalo, jestli... Krysička. Nebo potkánek, to je jedno. Jo, boušku, jasný. Ať je to pořádně creepy.
They seem happy, but Charles is already looking off into the future. His marriage just to stop along the way. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
Další rekonstrukce.
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? Did someone escape the fire? Did it stop at the time of the fire? They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
To všechno. Co? Aha, tady ještě.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
No, se to nezdá, ta grafika vůbec není špatná.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, detective, what do you make of it?
Mám rád takovýhle vyšetřování. Tak co mu řekneme? Že to policie spackala, to je běžný. Nesedí stopy, oheň nebyl obyčejnou nehodou.
Much of this evidence simply contradicts the investigation's findings.
Really? Tell me about it.
I can tell where young Simon was, but not his parents. Where were their bodies found?
I can't help you on that one. Charles and Sarah's bodies had already been carried away when I got here.
Without your authorization? By whom?
Marshall, Andrews, Chief West. We never deal with cases like that, you know. So... well...
It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down there. The left side has no mark. The door was open and that someone left.
For God's sake. I mean, if it's Charles or Sarah, they wouldn't have left their son.
They would rather die in the flames as a family instead of calling for help? I don't buy it.
Oh, yeah?
I found a bottle of whiskey. Empty.
Well, that must have been a loss for you.
No glass. I suspect one of them drank heavily to calm down. Charles, most probably.
That's pretty thin. Who says that bottle hadn't been there for a while?
Jasně. Běžně necháváš v obyváku válet
I
flašky.
firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
Aha. Takže ono je jedno, co bych dal za odpověď.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Já se podívám jenom tady.
This door is locked.
Zavřený. Krysa, máš ji za sebou. Hele, medicína. Vývoj. To je taky zajímavý, tady když dáš ty body, tak do okultismu a medicíny nemůžeš přidávat jenom na začátku. A ovlivňují ti to knížky a předměty, který najdeš, ale můžeš dávat do toho zbytku. Pod nabídky, jo. Jo, stopy. Hele, a to už tady je dvakrát.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person.
Tady je to zadělaný.
This door is blocked from the outside. The lyrics of the drunken sailor. A sea shanty. A crowbar. Could prove useful. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This place was falling apart long before the fire.
Akorát si říkám, že když ta holčina měla teda bohatýho tátu a oni neměli na udržování toho tady. Proč mu neřekla? Nebo proč jako to?
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Dobrý, medicína.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable.
Co na tom obraze jako je?
20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
Pálí.
Greek mythology. Hecate, goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Vyděsila mé zákazníky. Kdo ví, jak je vyděsila? Jako byl by to hezký barák, jako fakt pěkný, ale kdo by to uklízel? Já ne. Tady je bordel.
Locked.
No.
The boy's room. What was going through that boy's mind?
Rekonstrukce činu. Teda. Místnosti.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world?
Na Štědrý den. No. Jelikož moje rodina je... Druhá rodina je v Alici. Tak skočím do fitka ráno. Od 9 do 2 tam jsou, myslím, nebo do 12, teďka nevím. Asi od 9 do 2, tak si skočím ráno zacvičit a pak si asi budu hrát.
Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family?
Prášky na spaní, jo. Malej klučina.
What nightmarish vision could have inspired?
V té době. Kdyby to bylo dneska.
Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Dneska by dostal ještě antidepresiva. Normálně už to prej berou děcka. Antidepresiva. Nechápu. Já zase nechápu, ty vole, jak jsem přežil svoje dětství. Máme klíček.
What will her room reveal about her? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
Barbitura. Tady to začíná být čím dál zajímavější v tom baráku. Prášky na spaní, barbituráty. Ale no tak.
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Ze mě děláš prdel. Tak ještě, že jsme našli ten klíč.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Oh. Vrácen. Obraz pro DRF, léčba. Dar.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why.
Co máš ty v plánu na Vánoce?
The door is blocked on the other side.
To jsou škrábance všude, aha. Divný.
Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried.
Má nejdražší Sarah.
Signs of life.
Od doby, co jste odjela a uzavřela se na onom ztraceném ostrově, přitahuje vaše umění stále více sběratelů. Žádám vás, abyste mi poslala nějaké nové obrazy. Ty poslední tak střízlivé a zvláštní, tak hluboké jako žádné obrazy před nimi se prodávají za nejvyšší ceny. Vaše procento z těchto posledních prodejů přikládám. Nezapomeňte prosím na svého přítele, který jako první rozeznal vašeho génia a ukázal jej světu. Jo. Maximilien. No to už si asi nepřečtu, na to jedno. Krásná pista.
Bradley? Is that you?
Já tam nechci. Pičo, tam je slivák jako kráva. Já si jdu zavřít okno do kuchyně. Menší přívalový deštík.
Is anyone there?
No a za rodinou nejedu. Já zůstanu tady. Letos. Co jsi dělal, vole, že máš antibiotika kvůli hubě?
You! Stop!
Dělej, utíkej.
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed.
To hlouběvá olej, ale. Si můžu takhle přisvítit brutálně.
They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
It looks like an old seaway map.
To je hezký, tyjo, záněty v krku. Z toho.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph.
Máme doplněný
Probably
olej.
another friend of Hawkins. It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Přičítám Evropa.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Počkej, byl v Africe, tak zkusíme Afriku.
Doesn't work.